It's Brindley and it's Monday night. So tonight's topic, I mean, I live in Tampa Bay, so it would not be appropriate if I did not, in some way, shape, or form, reference the Super Bowl. And so tonight's topic is called Stick with the Winners. And the topic came to mind as I was thinking through last night's win. And somebody mentioned a quote this morning that I want to read to you. And then in researching the quote, I actually found another quote that applies as well to the topic that we're going to talk about tonight. So this was a quote by Joel Glazier, who is one of the co-owners of the Bucks. His father bought the Bucks back in 1995 for like a record $192 million, and it's worth like billions now. And there's four kids that co-owned the Bucks. And this is his son, Joel Glazier. He said, "My father had an expression. If you want to know the road ahead, ask the person who's been there. Well, we found that person, Tom Brady." And what it talked, the premise of that quote, as it reads, is if you want to know what it's like where you're going, then go find the people that have done what you want to do or are doing what you want to do. We call those winners, right? When they're winning in the world that we want to be in, those are the people that we need to be surrounding ourselves with. Those are the people that we need to be seeking out. Yet a lot of times they have what we want, but we don't have what they want. They're not going to come banging on our door. They're not going to come knocking down on our door. In this case, they did because it was Tom Brady, right? But Tom Brady wasn't banging on the Bucks door going, "Let me come play for you," right? The Bucks had to go out and seek him because he was the one that had won the championships. And then another one came up that another quote before we go into the meat of the topic was, part of the reason they brought Brady in was to teach the young, great athletes how to win. Says sports consultant Mark Ennis, blah, blah, blah. He added that we will have benefits for succeeding years even after Brady retires. So it was strategic. They brought Brady in because he knew how to win championships, yet they also brought him in so that their younger players could learn from the best. They could learn from the man that's won 7 championships. So this really brought to light the topic. And when I started in my road to recovery 9 years ago, this was something that was always told to me. It was stick with the winners, seek out the people that have what you want. Surround yourself with the people that have what you want. And I can say today, and I've tagged quite a few of them in this video, that I'm surrounded by people, and I know I have people that we could go months without talking, yet if I needed counsel, if I needed advice on something, I could pick up the phone and they would be right there. And they also know now that I'm there for them. And what's wonderful about those relationships is that when I first sought out those relationships, I had nothing that they wanted. I constantly just wanted to add value to their world because I wanted to be in their world. And now some of these individuals seek me out. They've helped me grow to a point where I can now help them or add value to their world. And so I just posed the question today, who are you sticking with? Who are you surrounding yourself with? And here are some steps that I took to start surrounding myself with people that were thinking bigger and acting bigger and living in bigger worlds than I was, that would then expand my mind into different thinking. Number one is I had to be willing to get uncomfortable. For some of these folks that now are in my world, they were just names. They were just people on social media, people on stage that were these huge names that they would never want to talk to me, and what would I say, and why would they want to even be in a conversation? Like, I had to get over a lot of those limiting beliefs and just say they put their pants on one leg at a time. And for the most part, smart giving people want to give back. We just are afraid to ask. And so I had to get uncomfortable in order to get comfortable asking. And then I made a list. And I continue to make a list of intentional relationships. So when I do my goal planning every year, I have a list. And I have a list of relationships that I want to nurture, people that I want to get to know, people that are doing amazing things that I want to know more about them, or people that I just think are really good humans and I've noticed things that they've done and I just want to get to know them. They're not seeking me out, I'm seeking them out. Number 3 is to be vulnerable, to be able to say that, right? That I don't know. I don't know how to do this, and I need to be able to raise my hand and ask for help. I need to be able to raise my hand when things happen that maybe aren't so pretty or aren't so great, and be able to say, hey, this is happening in my world and you may know how to navigate it. So I had to kind of get out of myself and put my ego on the shelf to ask for help and raise my hand and be vulnerable and say, I need people in my world that are doing more than me in order to grow my world. And then number 3, stalk if necessary. So I often laugh with a lot of my friends because a lot of them I stalked. A lot of them I just continued to stalk and ask, how can I add value? How can I add value? How can I add value? Until either they got annoyed and wanted to shut me up, and that's why we're friends now, or because I added enough value that they saw purpose in our relationship and they saw that I was someone that they wanted in their world. I always love to tell this story. I have a team member, Evelyn, that works with us now, and she stalked me. She stalked me. She heard me at a conference and she stalked me and said, I just want to know you. I just want to be in your world. What do I need to do? And she must have asked me for like 3 months straight to meet for dinner. And I said, okay, if you can meet me here, we can have dinner. And it was 5 minutes from my house. She drove an hour and a half in the pouring rain to have dinner together. And 3 years later, we're in business together. And if she wouldn't have made that sacrifice, I would have had no idea who she was. And then when this position became open in our company, she was the first person I thought of. And I would have never known her if she had not made an effort to get to know me. Because she wanted to be in our world. So remember, a lot of times it's not that they would say no to you. It's not that they don't have time for you. It's just their priorities are somewhere else right now. And sometimes by you just making yourself available, you become the priority by your own self-doing. And then the last I would say is ask yourself, how can I add value to their world? How can I, if I'm expecting to receive value, how can I give value? We don't give to get, yet a giving culture is also going to be a receiving culture. So what are you doing to receive, to give as much as you are to receive? Because remember, you don't have what these people want. That's why you're seeking them. You're seeking them because they have what you want. So who are the people that are where you want to be, and are you seeking them out? Now, even if you can't get in physical contact with them or voice to voice, you can read their books, you can listen to their podcasts, you can watch their videos, you can become a fanboy or girl of that individual. I have tons of those people in my life, Brene Brown, Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, that I've never met, yet I study them on a daily basis because I listen to their podcasts, I read their books, I read white papers that they've written or various interviews. So again, are you studying the right people? You know, people often ask me about certain books or certain television shows that I watch, and I say no, because that's time that I could be learning something that is going to help me grow into the woman that I want to become and to be able to lead the people that I lead. So I hope this was helpful. Go Bucks. Very, very much well deserved. A great team that went and sought out what they needed to win. And again, you know, they couldn't have done it without Brady, yet Brady couldn't have done it without them. There was a strong team that was there in existence, and with the right player and finding that person that had been there before, they were able to go there. So I hope you guys took something from this, and I will see you next week. Bye.